to me? How does that fit for me? How can that affect my life? How can turning it over affect my life? How can starting now affect my life? How is it that I can love myself? How is it that God could love me? So what happens is we have that opportunity for us to really get a sense of feeling good. The most important thing is that you feel good. The most important thing is that I feel good. I don't always feel good. I bet you don't always feel good either. So when I'm not feeling really good, I can change that thought, I can change that idea, and when I change that thought and I change that idea, I change the action behind that thought, and I change the energy behind that thought. And we recognize that everything is energy. Everything is vibrating, everything is a frequency, everything is moving. You are energy, I am energy. We're all vibrating at different frequencies, different levels of frequency. As we began to get into our spirituality, as we began to get into our understanding of who we are and what we're about, what happens is we start to vibrate at a higher frequency. When we're vibrating and thinking about love, we're up here. When we're thinking about hate, we're down here. What we keep doing when we come to class is we keep growing in consciousness. Have you noticed that? Those of you that come, you grow in consciousness. And when you grow in consciousness, what happens is that through the law of attraction, you start drawing to you greater. Greater what? Greater of everything. Higher vibrations. And so when you start to radiate that out, good things start to happen for you. Now, the good things are not necessarily always obvious. It's not a neon sign saying, hey, I'm a good thing, I'm a good thing, I'm a good thing. Sometimes we have to walk through a door, a new door. We have to open the door first and then walk through the door to see the good thing that is waiting there for us. We've got choices all day long. When I get up in the morning, I've got a choice. I can feel good or I can feel bad. I can turn on the negative news and I can really get into it and I can get emotionalized and I can cry about it and I can get disturbed about it. I can give it power and say life is no good. Or I can get up in the morning, I can put some music on, or I can put on a show on TV if I want to while I'm getting dressed that's going to motivate me and inspire me. If you find that show, let me know and let me know what channel it is. Me too. So what we do then is we get to make choices. The choices that I make are going to affect my day. The choices that I make are going to affect my week. The choices that I make are going to affect the next month, the next year. So I want to make right choices. Now the night before, for me, I have generally scripted. I've taken out a journal and I've started writing in that journal. I wrote in that journal what I want the way I want it as though it were already mine. I write a story. I write a story. It's not the old story. I'm writing a new story. A new story about who? A new story about my life. As I write a new story about my life, what happens is my unconscious mind goes ahead to create that story. Because I'm programming my mind, I'm putting it in my mind. I'm led by spirit, or I'm led by the energy, or led by the universe, or led by the thought form. There's a lot of different terms you can use to go to where I need to go and to do what I need to do. So life is something that we have to look at as a positive adventure. I live a positive adventure. I don't know, and you don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day. We can only speculate. But we can do something that's very important. And that something is we can expect the best. And we will certainly get the best. If I have doubt, if I have fear, if I have trepidation, which of course is fear, if I have that in my mind, I am going to create something to do that, to create that. If I'm not feeling good and I think, oh, this is going to be a lousy day, I might spill the coffee. I might burn the toast. I might do something crazy right in the morning and I don't even know why. What's going on around here? And it's my attitude. And what did I say in our public speaking classes? I said an attitude creates an action, a feeling, and a mood. It's my action, feeling, and mood towards life that life's actions, feelings, and moods are going to reflect back to me. What I see in somebody else is what I have in me. What I do from my internal parts of me, my thinking, my thoughts, my soul, all of those things, that's going to come back to me. It's like a frisbee. You throw the frisbee out and it's going to come back. Only you know what? It comes back with a wheeling force. Wheeling. Just comes back more fierce than what it is when we send it out. And the reason that we get into sending out negative thoughts, the reason that we don't always feel good is because we have fear. Fear. And I'm going to say a cliche, and you're going to say, Joyce, we've heard it a million times. Turn fear to faith, right? Well, how do you turn fear to faith? How do you do that? Well, it's not an easy task, but it can be done. And what happens is we have to recognize that we have been into fear before. I've been into fear. Many times I've been into fear. And you know what? I was able to get out of the fear. Sometimes I deliberately got myself out of it, but sometimes a power greater than me, a higher power, worked in my life to take me away from that fear. So today, I live a faith-based life. You live a faith-based life, not a fear-based life. I know that I have a power that works in and through and as me. That power that I can call God, I can call it infinite mind, I can call it spirit, I can call it whatever I want to call it, higher power. But I know that that power is within me. And that to walk through fear, I've got to act and talk and walk like I have that power. If I don't act and talk and walk like I have that power, the power doesn't seem to activate in me. It doesn't seem to activate. In our professional speakers class, we talked about getting up in front of an audience, and we're all fearful. Most people are fearful when they get up to speak. But they have to act and talk and walk like they have a confidence about themselves. When they act and talk and walk like they have a confidence, it disguises the fear. And pretty soon, as my Sue over here said, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. I'm speaking and I'm having a good time. I have a good time when I speak. Do I look like I'm having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I worry about what I say?
No.
No. Maybe I ought to. But the truth is that I've allowed myself to trust the process of life. You've got to allow yourself to trust the process of life. Well, what is the process of life? What are you talking about, Joyce? What's the process of life? The process of life is that I think. The process of life is that I have thoughts. The process of life is that I have feelings. The process of life is that I visualize things. The process of life is that I speak. So I'm always setting up causes to always get results. If I don't set up a cause, I don't get a result. But you know what? I can't stop having causes. Because cause is the natural thing that happens to us. When we think we're setting up a cause, it's going to get a result. Back years ago, I used to think cause started out there. I blame you, and I blame you, and I blame you, and I blame you for things that were going on. Now, I recognize that if I'm vibrating with that I'm the one that's creating the cause. The end results are going to be out there in the world. I recognize and acknowledge that I can change what's going on. I also realize and recognize that changing it isn't an easy thing because I've got a program inside of me, just like a computer